Hello and welcome to the Magic Mirror podcast. I'm your host, as usual, Con the Trinket Mage, and with me is my co-host, 33 Elk.
Hello.
Additionally, in the same room is Salubrious Snail.
Hello, hello. And we also have a fourth host right now, the train outside my home.
Yeah, the tram that will be passing every 15 minutes.
Yeah, so if you hear any train noises, that's just our other guest, the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
I guess they're co-host at that point.
Yeah.
Our brand new co-host, the Seattle Metro Tram.
Huge. So also, if the audio sounds a little different, that's because Elk and Snail are in the same room because they were traveling for Command Fest Tacoma.
Yes.
Which was
Yeah,
fun.
you guys can shake hands so people know you're physically next to each other.
Yep, we're shaking hands right now.
It's not that janky though. It's literally just two people sitting near a mic. It's not that exciting.
Before I ask you how Command Fest Tacoma went, this podcast episode, we are going to be yapping about some cards we dislike, not for the most rational of reasons. Cards that we hate, but it's not just because the card's bad. You know, lots of cards are bad, but that we just dislike for additional reasons. In fact, some of these cards might not even be bad. And then we'll get to some of your questions after that. But first, how was Command Fest Tacoma?
It was fun. Yeah, I mostly just played Commander. Elk had an actual event though, so.
Yeah, my event went pretty well, I think, in the grand scheme of things. I think managing 16 people is definitely a lot. I don't know if I'd do a whole 16 pod with my two-headed giant cube, but it went well despite it being kind of hectic and there being a lot of people I had to manage and get in the right spot.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I think it's cool that you did that event.
Yeah.
You know, feel bad for all the people who have ad skipper on and they missed out on potentially doing a special event like that.
Right.
Yeah, I do want to shout out Travis and Jade for setting that up for me. It was kind of their idea to get it all hooked up and such. So that was pretty cool.
Yusuf, I have a Travis.png I'll send you if you just flash on screen for 2 frames when he says that.
I also had success because I both tested my new initiative deck. Feels very good in bracket 2. And I also got the first 7 cards for my Salubrious Philosopher deck. One of the first ones banned was Soul Ring. And one of the first ones picked for the pool was Pox. So shout out to the person who picked that and the person who suggested it on YouTube. You have both conspired to put Pox in my community build deck.
That's awesome. I'm excited to see whenever you finish that and we have a video talking about the deck. If that's even a goal.
So far it has very strong graveyard sub themes, so I'm curious where it goes. But yes, that is a goal.
Man, I haven't played Commander in a little bit. I was playing limited. I went to 2 pre-releases for Marvel superheroes. And yeah, I want to play some Commander. I need to play some Commander. Okay. Before we move off from this topic, any other fun stories or anecdotes from the event?
We had a little lobby con all together.
We did.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Nitpicking nerds were there. We kind of mixed up pods with Mia and oh my god, I'm blanking. Beevuu. Yes, thank you. It was on the tip of my tongue. And and Travis and Jade and stuff. It was a lot of fun just hanging out after con.
Hell yeah. If you went to this event, let us know in the comments below what you thought. All right, moving on to our main topic. Cards that you irrationally hate. Who wants to go first?
I suppose I will keep up the tradition and go first. I'm going to nominate Cloud Shift as card I hate for literally no reason. Cloud Shift is 1 white mana for an instant that says exile target creature you control and return it to the battlefield under your control. Cloud Shift does one thing well. If you are in a Boros deck that steals a creature, you can flicker it back to your own side of the board. The millisecond that's not what you're doing with Cloud Shift and it's in your deck, I go blood red eyes, total rage. Why aren't you running Ephemerate? Why aren't you running Touch the Spirit Realm? Why aren't you running Parting Gust? Why aren't you running any other flicker spell that just flickers and does something else or is a 2-for-1 flicker?
Okay, so I feel like the audience for Cloud Shift has got to be people who are already running Ephemerate or people who are hyper budget, right? This is the 5th or 6th flicker spell you add to most decks, I imagine.
You know what's crazy is I think you're wrong because it's not even that budget. The cheapest version is the Avatar one and it's $1.12. Which I know isn't.
It's $1?
It's not expensive, but it's oh no, there's an Absent Restored one for 90 cents. But even still, it's $1.
Oh my god, that makes me more mad. Yeah, no, this card makes me irrationally angry.
Yeah, because people actually still play this a lot.
Yeah, well, I also think that Cloud Shift just doesn't get printed that much. Why would you print Cloud Shift in your pre-con? Who the fuck wants it? I mean, it's not a bad card. It's a perfectly fine card. It is the definition of serviceable instant. But yeah, I'm surprised it's that much.
It's sitting at a 3.8% inclusion rate on EDH Rec.
Yeah, and how many of those are non-Boros like steel decks? It's like most of them, right? The number.
I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you that. I mean, it's like I think it's like Snail said, right? This is like your third or fourth one. So like Ketramos plays it because it's like a cantrip there, you know?
Yeah, at least there it draws a card, I guess. But like, I don't know. It's just so low value.
I do agree with you. It does kind of suck.
And I see it all the time. That's what makes me so angry about it. It's like I see it constantly in decks that aren't like utilizing the fact that it flickers back under your own control, not its owners.
But consider it has an angel in the art.
True. Okay, it is slightly more synergistic for angel decks because angel and art. I didn't think about that.
But then even the name Cloudshift isn't actually that cool. Like Ephemerate is a cool name for a card.
Touch the Spirit Realm is
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
And that one has an
exactly.
angel in the art.
True. No, Touch the Spirit Realm is just kind of goated. I love my uncounterable ability effects.
What about you, Alex? What's a card you hate?
Card I hate? I have chosen categories of cards that I hate with mascots. And my first one is going to be Unbreakable Formation, representing protection spells as a whole. So I especially hate the ones that give Indestructible, because Indestructible is useless now because it's just been decided that's the case for some reason. I also just don't like protection spells in general all that much. I think part of this is mechanical. Like, I don't like that it's sort of like an amplifier card in some sense. Like, if you're winning, you're happy to have a protection spell. If you're not winning, you are fucking pissed that there's a protection spell in your hand because you're not doing anything with it. I think I also just have a spiritual beef with protection spells, which is that I love to play a deck that is entirely unbothered when people play removal on it. I don't want to have to like be fussy, keep open mana, keep my protection card in hand that's useless most of the time. I just want to accept it when people remove my things and then have better things to play the following turn. So I am down on protection.
I'm so hip. I hate protection spells too.
I'm the inverse of you two.
Because other than, counter magic has like the benefit of being offensively used and defensively, so that one doesn't count. But like a dedicated protection spell, I pretty much never play. I'd rather have a resilient threat or just enough card draw that I can outdraw your removal,
Yeah, these are both actually really good ways to get around removal. Is either like, I'm thinking of Alex's decks where it's like, okay, you remove my first big cascade card in play. That's fine. Here's another one, right? So Radha. And then you are typically more blue, as well as like just more value control oriented. So a control deck doesn't really care about removal because it turns out that they don't run too much that you want to remove because it's all slow incremental value. So nothing's really that threatening, at least in your decks. I low-key just like kind of like roasted you there a little bit where I'm like, you never play anything that's worth removing, but...
No, this is correct. A lot of my control decks don't have anything worth removing. Like my Flage deck is exactly like this. My biggest threat is Flage, and killing it is like almost irrelevant.
Yeah.
So most people are like, this removal is useless against you. I like having it so that removal is useless against me.
Yeah, but when we look at my decks, my favorite kind of decks to play, it's like Kellen, which melds Brazella, and I need to protect Brazella because I don't have really anything else besides like Elish Norn. Safara Sky's Blade, where Safara is my main threat of that deck. My Reanimator deck, where all of my threats I've invested a severe number of cards into, right? Because I've reanimated it, and then it's in play, and that costs multiple cards to do before schedule, and if it gets removed, there's a chance I don't have a second reanimate for it, so I run a lot of protection spells. So basically, protection has its place in a lot of archetypes. It just happens that neither of you build those archetypes where protection's like really good and really strong, where like you have one threat that you need to keep alive because you've invested so much into it. And typically I do find when I'm running protection magic, it's modal protection magic. So like I'll run Dawn Charm that regenerates a creature or Fogs.
Yeah, that's what I like about counterspells too, is that they're good when you're behind and when you're ahead. Because if you're behind, you need to be nailing whatever critical thing is about to plunge into your heart. And then if you're ahead, being able to counter something that's killing your shit is also great, obviously. And I think Dawn Charm is very similar, that, you can prevent the alpha strike that would have killed you, give yourself an extra turn to come back, and you can also regenerate your whatever important creature.
Yeah, I have a video upcoming on interaction and removal and stuff. And one of the things I touch on is all the protection spells I love running. That's going to be my next upcoming video. It should be out, I think, by the time this podcast's out, but maybe it'll be a day or two. But yeah, I've constantly thinking about like, where's protection magic good because of that video.
You're a scholar on the subject.
Yeah, I do love my protection spells. They're a lot of fun. Basically be playing Magic on every single opponent's turn. Like, ooh, is it worth protecting this now? Stuff like that.
Yeah, my one deck I run protection spells in I run a couple in my green dragons deck because that's also kind of a Voltron deck, but my green red Maria Voltron deck is my one where I run a ton of protection.
I mean, in Voltron decks, it makes sense.
Yeah, you kind of gotta. Also, Mary is just like insanely good. She gives you all the cards and all the mana, so you can afford to run a bunch of garbage ass cards that are useless.
Yeah, that's why I like it in Reanimator a lot, is like you deploy this cheap threat that costs multiple cards, so if it gets removed, your card disadvantage there. But since it costs multiple cards to do, and it's cheaper, you get to hold up the protection magic with that extra mana from the cheapness of the play. It's really stellar.
I also really like something you said at the very start of that, Alex, about indestructible not meaning anything anymore. I completely agree with you. I hate how ubiquitous Exile has become.
It's Exile or it's Bounce or
Bounce,
it's Minus.
Yeah.
Like,
you see how often my Safari board can get answered by just random ass stuff. It's
Right.
like, yeah, indestructible isn't the word that it used to be. It's still pretty good though.
yeah, well, there's just like some board wipes that just steal away Indestructible. Like the one board wipe I run in my Shroom Slide deck, like the hardest board wipe is the one with cycling, and that one just has the text that it removes Indestructible from creatures on it for some reason.
Oh, and vehicles, pal. Don't forget.
And vehicle.
That comes up all the time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also like the one for the Warhammer deck that like removes indestructible or all abilities, I think. And then there's the Final Showdown. There's the new Avatar one that like airbends everything. There's the one that exiles all like creatures and vehicles. There's like, it's just like so easy to do. And then I think it's really funny, like in standard, the Broken Bounce one that gives a fish.
Oh, the Flood Maw, whatever.
Yeah.
Into the Flood Maw.
This card is like, it's just so ridiculous. Like one blue to bounce anything. Any non-land permanent is so obscenely efficient. It's just like, I don't know. Indestructible just does not mean what it used to mean.
Yeah, for sure. I've been a huge fan of phasing out. I don't really run Teferi's Protection anymore, but you can also do slow flickers. Slow flickers are very nice, where you like exile something, comes back on the end step, and then it typically dodges all these evacuations and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Parting Gust is so good. Just being removal and also being that is so nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I also kind of enjoy when I'm playing like an Astral Slide deck and I have to flicker something out until end of turn, and I get to watch my opponents and be like, all right, here's your chance. Comes back end of turn. Can you do something here?
It is my pick for the first card I hate, and it is going to be the Dragon. I don't hate this card in the sense that like I'm salty about the Dragon. Like if you sit down at a pod with me and pull out your Dragon deck, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. I have no qualms or concerns about it. I do not care. But like, I feel like culturally I hate this card, if that makes any sense. Well, a lot of times whenever I, do a Rule Zero conversation, people who have the Dragon go, my deck is crazy. It is insane. And without fail, every single one is identical. Like, is there like a Discord server where you guys just have one deck list and everybody shares it or something? Because outside of the mana base, like every single card is just exactly the same. And every single one of these decks just gets hit with a board wipe and loses instantly. It is not a fun or interesting or interactive game. I mean, it's fun enough. I win, right? Because I play board wipes and you're not going to win. But it's not like an exciting game to have the Dragon there. It is just such a lame deck. The deck is just lame. It's just boring. Apologies to all the Dragon players out there.
What are your thoughts on Dragon Changelings? Is it cool or is it overrated?
It's overrated.
When Tomer does it, it's cool.
Sorry, Tomer.
I like it when Tomer does it.
Look, it falls into the same pitfalls as like the other, decks focused around any creature type. Is like, it's still just like, you go wide, you play your Anthem. And if I have the board wipe and you don't have the protection spell, game's over. It's like, it's ultimately very feast or famine in a way that I don't find particularly interesting.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I think my experience corroborates everything that was just said. I don't know if I've met an Dragon player that I've I remember like enjoying the experience with. I don't think any Dragon player has broken the mold. That's not to say they don't exist. Hang on.
No, they're nice people. But I feel like they always talk up their deck, and the deck is never that exciting.
It's always, this is my Dragon deck. It's a little bit strong, guys. And then they play Dragon, and then they get blown out and lose. Yeah, it's like that's every single time.
Okay, see, I feel like one of my most recent Dragon experiences, and I actually haven't played against this card that much. This is one of my, probably low single digit number of time playing against the deck or the commander. it was kind of the opposite because it was a CEDH player who was like, oh, most of my decks are CEDH, but I have this one bracket 3 deck. And this was like optimized to the gills. Like this is what a CEDH player's idea of what bracket 3 is, which understandable. It was like, it fit fine enough into bracket 3, but it was definitely not overstating it.
I mean, I know what you're talking about. I've played against the maxed out. I played actually at MagicCon Vegas. Were you in that game, Elk? No, you weren't. You had left already. Yusuf was there. We played against a guy who had like a fully tricked out Dragon deck, like all 10 duels, every single dragon card you can imagine that would be theoretically good in there. Like there were no budget concessions for this deck. He did end up winning with Dracogenesis in the far late game. But the deck still played exactly the same. I don't know. It's still just creature, eat a board wipe.
I feel like Dragon players have like an inflated idea of how good their deck is because playing a big dragon before curve is very strong if no one touches your board. And I'm imagining like an average commander pod that you would run into and no one touches your board and you just like run people over with dragons every time. So they always go like, hey, listen, this deck's a little strong.
Yeah.
And then they interact with the removal and they get exploded.
Right.
I guess so. I don't know. I find it kind of interesting. I have the most popular EDH commanders page open now. And I'm looking at like the Dragon and I'm like, does this apply to anyone else playing any of these? And I feel like Azula, people say, hey, my Azula deck's crazy. But that card is crazy. You untap and instantly win.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking about like, I've played a lot of Mothman decks. I've played against that quite a bit. I don't remember anyone going like, my Mothman deck is insane. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like Mothman players know. They're like a sit and observe. Not everything needs a reaction. They're sitting there in the corner and then they play like Mesmeric Orb and then explode and kill you. It's insane. That thing grows so huge.
Yeah, I think the Mothman's like a decently strong commander. But I think it's also a lot more interesting because like the self-mill stuff is more like synergy and like incremental value and like different things happening.
It's just more interactive than Dragon too, right? You're able to blow it up and touch their card. Like it's the eminence isn't there, you know?
Yeah. I honestly like Mothman a lot as a like fixture of popular commanders because it is the one where like your board just gets really big really fast, especially 1 or 2 creatures. And it's kind of fun just to know that's what you're getting into when you're hopping into a game. It's not like insane or anything, but it's very, very good at doing that one thing as long as they can get their kind of mill online.
Yeah, but it requires synergy. It's I think it's like more moving pieces.
100%. Yeah.
Is it bad to say that like Mothman is what I wish Voya was? Because Voya is just like spam elves, explode everyone, get a billion +1/+1 counters. My commander has ward 3.
Yeah.
And then Mothman's like, yeah, I get a billion counters. I have to mill you for it, which if anything is a downside against a lot of decks where you're like, here's a bunch of cards in your graveyard.
Voyev's much more feast or famine, I think, just because like if you slam everything down, you're going to get an insane number of counters and then either they board wipe you or you just win. Whereas Mothman, I think, is like a more measured pace of gameplay. Like it grows fast, but like it doesn't grow that fast. You're not going to die on turn 4 or 5 to it.
Yeah, a huge amount of the most popular commanders are kind of like feast or famine. Like Krenko is very much like that. Akalia is like that. Firelord Azula is also like that, I think that it's
the explosive factor that draws people in for sure. No one wants a subtle commander deck. It's like,
yeah, I think that's it, right? Is like people remember the games where they played Azula and like, dealt 8,000 damage to the entire table, but they don't remember the games where their commander got like countered 4 times and they just didn't play.
Yeah. I will say some commanders, I think, do a good job of giving that experience consistently. I feel like pretty much every Zada game I've seen, unless you literally hate out Zada off cooldown, they're going to be at a minimum drawing like 10 cards. And then maybe they win or maybe they don't, but like Zada players get to Zada every game.
I vividly remember a game at my old game store. Guillermo had a deck that was, who's the birthing pod lady? Vanifar, original Vanifar. And the joke is that like it was a birthing pod combo deck. So every single time he cast Vanifar, I blew it up with an interaction spell. I think it was every single time he played it. He paid like 10 mana for it one turn and I still blew it up. He was like, why are you doing that, man? I'm like, if you untap with that, do you win? And then you just shut up.
Oh, he built a Vanifar combo?
He built Vanifar birthing pod combo and he wasn't expecting me to blow it up every turn. No, he just gave me a knowing look. Like, you got me. I miss Guillermo. That guy's so funny.
Damn, R.I.P. the goat.
I remember back when playing the $25 deck pool, there was a version of Vanifar that was the combo version, but it was like $25 budget and barely held together. So it would just take 10 minutes turns and then not win. Then it got swapped to being just like a mid-range deck. And then it was just like a very solid inclusion. But yeah, if you build it to be taking an endless turn, then yeah, you're gonna eat some removal.
When did you do that $25 deck pool? Was that like 2020? 2016?
Yeah, that started late 2019. Really got steam over the pandemic because we were doing literally nothing else and hanging out with nobody else.
All right. Have you considered doing that again, but adjusted for inflation, the $32.48 deck pool?
Yeah, I need to. So I was trying to do a version of that last year, but the tabletop sim doesn't actually work that well as a platform for it. So I might build out some $25 decks in paper and try something with that eventually because it does sound fun.
Oh, honestly, okay. So unironically, that I did a sponsored video on Friday, and this segment is not sponsored, but I'm just telling you now. EHLab.gg. Imagine like a Architect like playtester, but it's like 4 of them on one screen. And you can play with people.
Okay.
I think it's a lot easier to like record that.
Yeah, I'd be able to try other mediums for online play.
Yeah, it's also free and like has all the like you just import your deck list from wherever.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Yes, definitely shoot me the link for that.
Okay, yeah.
So who's next? Is it me again?
It'd be you again, yeah.
Gosh, I'm so torn between so many random cards that I just don't like. For no reason. I think I'm going to shout out Factor Fiction.
Well, you don't like Factor Fictional?
Okay, I like Factor Fiction's design. I like its history. I like its pedigree. I like everything about it except how it plays in the modern day. We live in a world with like stock up, Con. We're still running Factor Fiction. And there's better ways to fill your graveyard too. It just does everything so inefficiently for a lot of decks. I do think it's still a generically good card. I still think there's homes for it where like 4 in your curve is kind of a dead zone. You want to draw cards. I think a Factor Fiction there is fine. But overall, as like a generic value card, I've always found myself replacing it for better options that just like fill my graveyard easier, that give me more card selection, that, you know, guarantee the cards I want in my top 5 instead of like, you know, making the piles and then I get 1 card off my 4-drop because it hit 1 turbo bomb that they put in a pile by itself.
I don't know. I feel like Factor Fiction is one where it's not that much worse than other similar options at instant speed. And I feel like for the pedigree, I might stick to running it anyway. I don't run this in any decks, to be clear. I don't usually run one-off instant speed draw, aside from like maybe the X2 blue one that discards a card. But I don't know. I like Factor Fiction.
Yeah, do not mince words here. I'm not calling Factor Fiction bad. I'm just saying it feels clunky in modern day card design, which makes me a little upset about it.
I think you're just wrong. I think the card's cool.
Like, if I wanted a deck that Factor Fictions, I would run Atris, Oracle of Half-Truths, and flicker that idiot, like, constantly. That's what I would be doing if I wanted to, like, do that effect as many times as possible.
Yeah, but then you need to be, like, in a blink deck.
Yeah, or I do, like, Unesh, the Sphinx guy. That makes all Sphinxes into Factor Fictions, right?
But then you have to be in a Sphinx deck. Like, the benefit of this is that it digs 5 cards deep, generically, like it doesn't require any synergy, and then
so does Stock Up, and Stock Up's awesome. Stock Up's great.
Stock Up's a sorcery.
Yeah,
with politics, this card gives you more card advantage.
Okay, so if I'm running a bad deck with bad cards in it,
No, but it's not wrong because if there's a big bad, I will just go 5-0.
Okay, but here's the issue. Guys, I'm always the big
You're
bad.
always the big bad.
I'm always the guy that people are trying to kill. I got a 7/7 Angel on turn 4. I got like, you know, big instance of sorceries in the graveyard. I'm about to Mystics' Mastery. I'm always the bad guy out of the gate.
The Stock Up is it's 2 cards from the top 5 of your choosing.
Yeah.
But Factor Fiction can easily be finagled to be 3 cards from the top 5 of your
Yes, but the 3rd card's a fucking basic land, Con. It's like, okay, that's good. And then also, they always divvy up the bombs between the 2 piles, provided that we're like looking at this card objectively and not like we're small beaning. And it's like, yeah, they're gonna divvy up the 2 best bombs from the top 5 into 2 separate piles, whereas Stock Up, you get the 2 big bombs, which is what I'm always interested in. There's also a recent one from Final Fantasy, I think, one where you pick first and then they pick and then you pick and then they pick and then you pick the last one, which I think is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think that one is kind of annoying to resolve. It was so tedious to resolve.
I feel like also Factor Fiction is a little awkward in like a 4-player game just because It's like, oh, I'll hand it to this person.
But everyone votes.
It's a table thing. Yeah. And then you have to like have a whole like meeting over it and shit. Like, I don't know. It feels worse than resolving in a 1v1, but that's just the nature of Commander.
Now that makes it better than resolving 1v1 because then you have your ally who gives you the extra cards.
That is true. No.
Yeah, if I had a sleeper agent in every pod like you do, Con, I would like Factor Fiction a lot more.
If you're not playing politics in your goddamn political game,
You just gotta play worse decks and then Factor Fiction is.
I refuse not to have the most tempo on board immediately. I can't stand it. I want to have like a huge scary board all the time. It's my favorite thing in the world. So Factor Fiction, I think that's what's skewing my judgment a little bit is I'm always the scariest guy, so they always try to mess with my piles. Like tell me you're gonna give 5-0 to Corbella ever.
look, I would not give your Cormella deck 5-0, but people be giving my shitty Keranos deck 5-0. I'm not running a Factor Fiction in this version of Keranos because it's got
interesting.
too many sub-themes. Well, because
Curious.
this deck also has a lot of arcane spells because I'm playing the Unspeakable.
Of course you are.
I ran out of space.
Of course you are.
I'll put Factor Fiction in, Con. If you're running the Unspeakable, I give you 5-0 every time.
No, because then they can use that against me politically. Because if they do 1-4, I'm taking the 1 for my Unspeakable.
Oh, don't you reanimate it? Am I crazy?
No, I'm in Is It.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's your Is It list. I see. Yeah, Keranos. Yeah.
I'm gonna hardcast it. This deck is not very good.
Con, you didn't have to say that. I know. Anyway, yeah, that's my submission. We can move on to snails now.
Sure. Okay. My next hated card is going to be Grim Tutor, representing all tutors that do not reveal. I don't know. I think it's fun when a tutor reveals. I think if you're tutoring's a little bit of a strong thing to do, and it's a little spicy, maybe a little outside the bounds of the spirit of the format. And so if you're tutoring, I think it's fun to show it off. Show the table what you got. Show them your pickup. I like to flex what I got. It's not that tutors that don't reveal are too strong. It's just that like the vibes are off. I feel like I like it when it reveals. I don't know. I'm not giving good arguments here, but
this is the entire point of the episode. Is just like this is my vibes based argument for why I don't like this generically good card.
All right, riddle me this though, Alex. I cast Grim Tutor and I show you the card just to flex. I know I don't have to, but I'm showing you that I tutored this one up.
Okay, that's based.
Do you not like Gamble, or is Gamble the one tutor that's not allowed to reveal?
Well, Gamble reveals something.
It does reveal something.
It does reveal something.
And
I like Gamble. Gamble's cool.
Yeah, typically you know if it's the card they revealed because you will watch the soul leave their body.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like Gamble. Gamble's a lot of fun.
Grim Tutor, I got a copy of the Secret Layer one because I think it looks so cool. It looks insane. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I don't think so.
I guess Yusuf will put it on screen, but the whole thing is foil. Like there's no non-foil.
Yeah,
part
that
of
one's
it.
sick. I've seen that one.
It looks absurd. So I found a copy of it and I was like, oh, sweet, this is awesome. And then I had put it in some decks. And honestly, the card kind of sucks.
Adding 3 mana to any card is such a huge
is
commitment.
really bad.
Like Perplex, I'm trying to think of the list of things that I perplex for. It's like Toxic Deluge, I will happily pay 6 mana for sometimes. Ellipses, like I don't know what else I get with like Perplex that frequently. Like Buried Alive, I guess I pay 6 mana for sometimes. Like there's a very small select few cards that I'll perplex for. And
if you want to find anything that is 4 CMC or higher, doing it all in one turn is really obnoxious.
7 mana and 3 life, dude. Holy hell. It's pricey. It's a definite like mana value add to it for sure.
Yeah. It's weird because I do kind of wish we had more tutor to top of library, because I feel like that's a nice way to reduce the power level of a tutor without necessarily making it give as much added expense, because it is just expensive.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I also like the increased synergy that you can do with top of library stuff. If you tutor something to the top of your library, that enables miracles. It lets you do some funny mill stuff where you can turn them into entombs. Your top of library tutors, stuff like that.
Yeah. And like Imperial Seal specifically, like we don't see it that often because the card's like $150 or whatever. But the fact that it's a sorcery speed vampiric tutor, it's like legitimately not that crazy of a card, you know? Because you have to get the card back. It also makes you lose 2 life. It only goes to top of library. It's card disadvantage. Like in a generic deck, I wouldn't be running Imperial Seal, you know?
Yeah, I think you would never see Demonic Tutor past third pick in Vintage Cube, but Imperial Seal that is in Vintage Cube is very frequently like a 6th or 7th pick. Aha, funny. But yeah, no, I'll see like Imperial Seal like wheel sometimes in Vintage Cube, which is definitely not a declaration.
I think anybody who's claiming Imperial Seal isn't that good is a fucking vampiric tutor, demonic tutor addict, and y'all need to detox a bit.
Well, sorcery speed to top of library is not that powerful.
Sorcery speed top of library.
What,
lose
man?
to- I'm getting run over by this Boros player in Vintage Cube.
Okay,
Like,
Vintage Cube, yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. But I mean, like in Commander, because like the instant speed ones are.
You keep saying
kind
2
of
life
to
as
your
if it's
hand,
relevant in Commander Con. I know your argument's bullshit.
Yeah, no, I'm with Alex here. Imperial Seal in Commander is very strong. Is it the best tutor? Of fucking course not, but like also it is pretty good.
I like Imperial Seal as like I do like top of library as a way to kind of produce the power of tutor though, and I think Imperial Seal being more broadly available as opposed to Demonic Tutor would be a better format.
Yeah, I think it is like significant. Like it is so many steps below Demonic Tutor. Just top of library is just like so when it's not an instant. If it's an instant, you do it on your upkeep, blah blah blah, it goes in your hand.
Top of library is so beautiful. I'm literally here just drooling thinking about Bowls of Citadel with Imperial Seal. I'm just smiling ear to ear.
I mean, I think that's a Bolas' Citadel problem, not an Imperial Seal problem.
I know it's not a Bowls of Citadel problem. It's a Bowls of Citadel solution, man. I love that card. That is my one guilty pleasure card that I like actually feel bad for using, but I love it.
I almost put Bolas' Citadel on my list because I actually fucking hate that card. Instead of Bolas' Citadel, I have Fog on my list. I hate Fogs.
This guy.
I really don't like them.
This guy.
I don't like Fogs, dude. I will occasionally play Fog effects that do other things. Like if they have other utility, then a Fog can be nice. But like pure Fogs, like literal Fog or things that just do that, I hate those effects.
I've never seen someone cast literal fog, Con. Who are you playing with?
I've seen it.
I've seen multiple people cast literal Fog. Yeah, people play
Really?
Yeah. People love fog.
Literal fog to me is insane. The closest I've ever seen to like literal fog is like Spore Frog.
I'm about to blow your mind. Fog has a 4% inclusion rate on EDH.
How? Okay, literal actual do nothing else fog is like low-key kind of bad unless you have like specifically Micromancer. In which case, like, okay, I can buy it, where it's like a 1-drop spell you can tutor for.
There's lots of decks without Micromancer that are playing this.
Yeah, no, trust. No, I'm batting for you. I'm talking with you here, where it's like, unless you're like Micromancer, 1 mana value spells matter. I literally cannot grasp why you would run normal fog over something like Blessed Respite that reshuffles a library or graveyard into a library, right? That's Grave Hate. Or like something like Dawn Charm, that's a regenerate, right? You can like protect something. Like there's so many fogs that have so much great utility. Selfless Squire, if you're able to hold up that mana, turns into a win condition. Ink Shield is broken, that just wins games out of nowhere, right? Like there's a lot of fogs that are so great. And the fact that we're running like fog is like a little heartbreaking.
I will say something that I don't like as much about some of like the big wombo clapback ones like Ink Shield is just that like it feels like you're playing this card that is a silver bullet against a lot of like very classic stompy EDH decks, but if you run against something technical that's like pinging you down with a bunch of like 1 damage hits, you're just like staring at this Ink Shield in your hand going, wow, I can't fucking blow up a Timmy.
Yeah.
Oof. I'm just chilling here uselessly holding this piece of garbage.
That's what I feel about Ghostly Prison and Propaganda when I always tell people that I don't really like these cards. Is like, it doesn't work against Grey Merchant of Asphodel. It doesn't work against Combo. It doesn't even really work against Voltron all too well. Fogs do. Fogs work well against Voltron, but like a Ghostly Prison or Prop doesn't. Is my point
They don't
here.
even work that well against Voltron because it buys you 1 turn and then they attack you with the Voltron threat the next turn.
Okay, low-key, as a Voltron player, that 1 turn can save you a lot of time.
Like it can, but a removal spell will buy you more than 1 turn almost always.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Voltron buying 1 turn is also pretty relevant because there's already kind of a limitation on the timeline just because you're killing people 1 person at a time. It's not like a like massive creature deck where, you know, you're given 1 turn, the next turn you're going to smash face and destroy everybody anyway. So it definitely is a limitation. I'm broadly with you on fogs, though. I will run them if like I have a specific need for another thing the card offers. Like I've played Blessed Respite before, which gives you a shuffle into library. I think Dawn Charm's good. I like Dawn Charm. There are others I can imagine running, but I think that just the pure fogs do not particularly appeal to me.
Yeah, where I particularly love fog effects are in creature decks. Specifically, I run a couple fogs in Kellen. And the joke is that if the opposing player crater hoofs you and goes, okay, GG's, right? And they swing out an Alpha Strike, you're able to fog them and then crack back and kill them. That's my favorite use case for fogs. And that's why I always have a couple kicking around in my list, is just like the crackback potential is just so insane with fogs. And in those tempo mirrors, they're very valuable.
Yeah, if you're a deck that can build a strong board and wants to like attack all out at someone, fog so that the next player can't kill you, and then attack at them the next turn or whatever, like there are reasons to use them. There's reasons to use any card, right? But I see them like way more often than I feel like I should. Some of these are just like randomly playing them.
I think they also get better if you have like very, very good card draw in a deck, because they're just card inefficient is all they are. Like they're very, very, very mana efficient for what they do if you're running like a classic 1 mana fog. Like 1 mana to totally, survive a combat step, great. Some of them even prevent all damage. But
one of my favorite fogs is actually Pariah. Pariah is a very good fog. You put it on their best creature and they hit you, and then their best creature explodes, or you put it on an indestructible creature and you're just immortal to damage. Like Pariah is an incredible card that I feel like people should be running more, even though it is like a 3 mana removal spell that doesn't remove right away. Like the floor is pretty low for Pariah, but the ceilings, oh my God, the ceilings are so good.
Yeah.
I like Take the Bait.
Take the Bait's also a good one.
Take the Bait has won me a lot of games.
That's the Mass Goad one.
Every time I look at this card, it makes me sad.
Why?
It's a very good Sunforger target.
I don't know. It's just, I don't like defensive cards. I don't like 4 mana.
This is an offensive card. This is an offensive card.
I don't like 4 mana defensive cards. It costs a lot of mana. I can sort of get behind Fog if you're playing Fog because it's a 1 mana card. But like,
4 mana is a lot of mana. It needs a very specific deck, like a Jeskai kind of controlling deck where we're all flashing in things, and it's like that's where this deck shines.
You're not realizing the offensive potential of this card because Take the Bait. You cast this only during combat on an opponent's turn. It's 2 in a Boros for it, 4 mana.
Because you can just like give an opponent extra combat phase effectively.
Bingo. Yeah. Because it only prevents all combat damage that will be dealt to you in Planeswalkers you control. So you can just tell an opponent, hey, swing all out at Jimbo over here. I'll give you an extra combat step.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I love spending my mana not to develop my own board. Like this, I can't worm into Khan's brain sometimes. It literally hurts.
4 mana destroy an opponent is bad, I guess. 4 mana destroy target player is bad. My bad. You're right. You got me. Let me pack it up.
I don't know. I hate this card a little bit less after you.
It is a funny use case to do that. I also really love it for Sunforger.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, I think if you have like one of those like decks that have very high card selection, which Sunforger decks is like the optimal point of that, I think it gets much better because it is a specific use case card, but in that specific use case, it's going to feel very, very good.
I feel like why I was so critical of that Khan, by the way, is literally because I know if I take that deal with you while I'm playing Safara, I'm getting board wiped next turn is what's going to happen.
I mean, you might as well take the deal. It's not like I take damage for you attacking me anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's such a good political tool because there's nothing for you to, like if you say, no, I won't attack Alex twice, then you're just missing out on a free attack because if you attack me, I'm just blocking.
I'd rather have Alex in a game against you.
Yeah, it depends on how good you're doing against the control deck. If you're like doing good, then and if it's Safara, because Safara doesn't like grind that good into the late game, I feel like.
Yeah, I can do it sometimes with Monarchy, but it's very rare.
If Monarchy is your tool for grinding to the late game, I feel like that tells you that because it's very good at grinding to the late game. As a professional, just tried to grind to the late game with initiative and had it go kind of okay. Once per turn, as it turns out.
Well, then give me your third one, Elk.
All right, I'm going to talk about Ice Till Explorer. Ice Till is a very good Magic the Gathering card. I've seeded. All right, it's one of Amulet Titan, Green Sun Zenith target pretty frequently. It's very good for grindy lands decks where you're like getting a fetch land back every turn. I don't even hate seeing it across the table. If you're doing this and you're like making a bunch of Scoot Swarms, cool. That's what lands decks do, right? I'm not really too perturbed by that. I don't think the card's like a power outlier. It's definitely strong. It's not broken. It hasn't broken the format or anything. Where my pet peeve lies with Ice Till Explorer is I see it in the wrong fucking shell all the time, where people are running like land combo deck And then they have Ice Till as like a grindy card in their land combo deck. Like if you're doing like, I have 3 Lotus Cobras and Amulet of Vigor in play, I would always prefer to run copies 1 through 6 of Splendid Reclamation, where it returns all lands from graveyard to battlefield. And then you get Sylvan Safekeeper with a green creature tutor or Zuran Orb with an Urza Saga, and you sack all your lands and you bring them all back, and you sack all your lands and you bring them all back, and then you regrowth one of those and you sack all your lands and you bring it all back, and then you lumber and you do it again, and then you draw your whole deck with like Greater Good or like Tireless Tracker or whatever, and then you explode everyone, right? This is the play pattern of certain green decks, and Ice Till does not belong in those green decks at all, in the slightest, in my opinion.
Question for the audience here. Is it bad podcasting that we didn't pause on like any of those cards because that was hard to follow? Or is it good podcasting that we didn't pause and read every single one of those cards and make the section 20 minutes?
Yeah, okay, so Sylvan Safekeeper lets you sack all your lands. Splendid Rec lets you return all lands from graveyard to battlefield. Lotus Cobra makes mana when lands enter. There's multiple versions that do basically the same thing of all these effects that you can be running. There's like at least 6 to 8 of each of them, especially if you count green creature tutors. Then we get like an absurd number, like 10 to 12 of each of these that you can run in your deck. And at what point do I want a grindy idiot like Ice Till Explorer in this chain of like making 50 mana in 1 turn, basically getting green Omniscience? You know what I mean? It's like, I've never wanted to get this card.
When I Splendid Rec with Ice Till in play, don't I get like 10 mill triggers so I can cast my second Splendid Rec and just trigger that? Am I missing something?
This is like the definition of win more to me. We're like, oh, okay, great. I get to mill 10 cards. If anything, it's going to kill me.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like in that case, like the floor of the card is very high. And then if like this particular use case is win more, that just means the ceiling of the card is...
It's terminally fine. I would rather just like have like protection for my combo.
I think the 3 lines of text on this card very much lend themselves to various synergy-based decks. Like this fits so well into various synergies. You can interconnect it with like your other engines super, super well. It does only do so much per turn. So I think a combo deck maybe isn't the right place for this. But I also don't feel like I play against the type of combo decks you're talking about here a whole lot.
I'm like a Cura aficionado. I'm a lands aficionado and Legacy and stuff. And it's just like, I've never really liked Ice Till for like the combo lines that Lumra does all that much. I'm sure there's a couple maybe that I'm just neglecting, but like overall, I much prefer like Splendid Reclamations and Aftermath Analysts and stuff over Ice Till Explorer and these certain kinds of decks. In other lands decks, Ice Till is a key player. Like landfall decks, Ice Till's key, in my opinion. It's like a good Oracle of Moldiah. Oracle of Moldiah is pretty good, but also like it guarantees it if you have a fetch land in your graveyard, right?
Right.
So, I don't know. I like Ice Till in certain lists now. I used to just be a total Ice Till hater. I do like it in certain decks now, but like in combo heavy lands decks, I am not a big fan of Ice Till at all.
I think it might just be wrong. Because like I'm looking at the Lumra Seed Age list, which are lands combo decks, and they are playing Ice Till. I think just Splendid Wrecking and like getting a bunch of your stuff back. I guess they don't even really play Splendid Wreck.
Yeah, they're doing different combo lines. And
they just loop Aftermath Analyst.
Yeah, there's like a more niche like Lumra line. And I think Ice Till in CDH makes more sense because you're getting counterspelled really hard. And so having like a recursive graveyard value engine as a grindy backup is kind of important. But once you get to like bracket 4 and 3, I'm just like, I don't know if I really need the grindy backup option in my lands deck. You know what I mean? I'm probably doing just fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I look at this card and I'm like, ooh, that floor is pretty high.
Yeah. I also hate this card because the floor is really high. I wish it had one less line of text. Yeah. Like it should only have 2 lines of text, not 3.
It's totally fine. I'm so sick and tired of people gassing up this card, and I've played with it, and it's just okay. It's just so fine. Because like I don't even consider like Crucible that good of a card anymore.
Yeah, because Crucible's been power crept by Ice Till Explorer.
Well, but there's like Ramanov. It's not really even power creep because you can't get Ice Till off of your awesome what's the land called? The Inventor's Fair. This guy isn't an artifact. You can't start doing your janky value engine with this guy.
You're correct, but as someone who's played lands decks and Inventor's Fair decks, trust me, the Ice Till being a creature is way better.
Yeah.
Inventor's Fair is such a fair tutor.
Anyway, like I said, I'm literally, this is the episode where we're submitting good cards for like no reason why we hate them.
Yeah.
This is fucking white
point,
whale.
yeah.
This guy sucks, low key. He's not that good.
All right, what about you, Alex? What's the next card you hate?
Wheel of Fortune. I hate wheels. I do not like them. I think it is a chaos card. I think you need to accept yourself as a chaos player if you're a Wheels player. I think I said this on the podcast a few weeks ago as like a tepid take, and I'm now firm on it. Wheels are chaos. What is it? Xyrus is a chaos commander. Nekusar is a chaos commander. These are chaos commanders. Just put fucking Warp World in your deck. Not Warp World. Is it Warp World? What's the one that yeah, Warp World, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, you're right.
Just put that shit in your deck. I will say, if I'm playing a deck, I have some decks that are just like literally fine with top decking. Like I'm like my Rada deck and my Malfagor deck. Fine with those if it's wheeling. Like those are meant to like have no plan, just vibe, do not care what's in their hand, make no plans for the future ever. But playing against wheels is really frustrating if I have a deck where I'm like actually trying to play Magic more thoughtfully.
Okay, I disagree. I do like wheels a little bit. Also, hang on. I wanted to look this up because I play blue-white in Modern right now, and blue-white runs Narset Days Undoing to like combo your opponent, right? They get 1 card, you get 7, and then your turn ends. 13% of Nekusar players are running Days Undoing in their deck, and so is 6% of Xyrus players and 8% of Quasar players. These are all draw Punisher commanders that like punish opponents for wheeling. So when you cast a wheel, you get 21 triggers because all of your opponents drew 7 cards bare minimum. And
Yes.
Days Undoing ends the turn, guys. You don't get triggers because the turn is ended.
Oh, that's funny.
Am I mistaken, Con? Am I an idiot? I'm pretty sure it exiles the stack. I don't think the triggers get put on the stack. Or they do,
Wait,
and then
yeah,
they get
end the
exiled.
turn, exile all spells and abilities from the stack, including this card. Discard down to your maximum hand size. Damage wears off, and this turn until end of turn effects as well. Because like everyone's gonna draw, that puts all the triggers on the stack, right?
Yeah.
And then I mean,
And
in
then the
reminder
turn
text, it
ends.
literally says exile all spells and abilities from the stack. So all the Nekusar triggers should go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So I think this does nothing.
yeah, so quick PSA out there while we're on the subject. But no, I kind of like wheels a little bit, and it's purely, okay, it's a little annoying to have the options ripped out from under you. That I agree. However, the card advantage of wheels, if you're able to deploy your cards, hold up instant speed interaction, and then answer their wheel punisher, and then you just get a brand new hand of 7. You basically drew 2 to 3 cards. Like the value is there, the risk is kind of there. I think the issue though is, in this kind of analysis that I'm doing, is that not a lot of commander decks have the capacity to interact with some permanents at instant speed. Not every deck is white, not every deck is black. So am I holding open 3 mana for a Chaos Warp on your Nekusar? Like I can't Lightning Bolt it. 4 toughness is a lot for red to deal with at instant speed. It's a bit tough for other colors to deal with wheels, but it's actually like super beneficial to be into a wheels deck as like a control deck where you're like control, control, control. Oh, you wheeled? Control the draw punisher that you have. Now I just draw a new hand in my control deck. That's like game winning in my mind.
I mean, all the other opponents are also drawing a new hand.
I guess so. Yeah, no, that is fair. So maybe control isn't the right example, but still.
So this is exactly the thing with wheels that makes me hate wheels. Is wheels like Wheel of Fortune? I'm playing in my CDH deck. It is like a powerful Magic the Gathering card. There are lots of wheels that are powerful Magic the Gathering cards when you combo them with stuff like fast mana, right? I play every single card in my entire hand other than the Wheel of Fortune on turn 1, and then I cast Wheel of Fortune. I am going +7, and you are all mulliganing without choosing to do so.
Yeah.
That is objectively insanely powerful, but casual decks don't do that, right? The amount of times I have won games because my opponent wheeled and then gave me a full set of 7 without thinking about the cards is crazy. Because if you cast Wheel of Fortune and your opponents are empty-handed, you are collectively -14 cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's literally the fact that I run low curve decks that I'm like not so perturbed by wheels. Like all of my decks, the curve ends at like 4. I'm like, I am vomiting out my hand.
That's why I'm perturbed, is they're giving you free cards and you're winning the game off of their wheel. Like, isn't that bad?
Yeah, okay, control boy. Yeah, start crying with your 4 and 5 drops in hand, bud. It's time for the small guys to win.
Yeah. It's also a little group hug. I think group hug tools typically give more control over your own destiny than wheels cards. Like if you're just drawing like extra cards or whatever.
Yeah, I will see there are more interesting ways, in my opinion, to do group slug, group hug. than Wheels.
Yeah. I just think it's played out.
Yeah, that's true. Alex, have you been hit by the turn 1 Winds of Change?
I have not. I've seen Winds of Change a little bit.
No, yeah, Winds of Change is 1 red. Everyone shuffles their hand into their library and draws that many cards. I've lost multiple games to just the turn 1 Winds of Change where I'm like, well, I guess I'm mulliganing, and then I have a no-lander. It's over.
What sort of deck does the person play where they're okay with? Do they like super low mana commander? Because like in theory, like you're disrupting your opponents, but you're also, you have to be ready to play with 6 cards, right?
You said it at the start of your bit, right? It's a chaos deck.
It's a chaos deck. It's also just like draw punishers, right? Like what Nekusar players are going to put Winds of Change in their deck, right?
Sure, yeah, that's probably the most common. I was just thinking for like a turn 1, like
A turn 1.
is that just a chaos deck move?
You go like land, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Winds of Change.
Oh, well, what's that?
Well, yes. With fast mana, wheels are broken. Yes.
Well, you still draw that many cards, so you wouldn't. Maybe if the rest of your hand was like all basic lands, you could like re-mulligan them.
I'm just thinking if your commander's like Ragavan or like what's a good 2 mana red commander?
Ragavan's 1 mana.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but he's saying in addition, what is a good 2 mana red commander? Felden, the one that like impulse draws? I don't know. He's kind of neat.
Magda,
yeah.
Magda reshuffles all of your tutor targets into your library. If you draw like a hand of only dragons and like a couple dwarves, think about it. It's like red brainstorm. It puts it back in your library to get tutored up.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any deck where I'm like excited to Winds of Change on turn 1, except just to go lol.
I think that's it.
That's just it. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fine.
All right. Should I give my final card that I dislike?
Yeah, go for it.
I really don't like Gray Merchant of Asphodel. And I have a weirdly specific reason for not liking it. The card is good. It's a plenty powerful card. And I don't even hate it on power level reasons either, because you do actually need to do something else or have other things in play for it to actually be strong. Like draining each opponent for 2 and gaining 6 is neat, but that's not the reason the card is good, right? You have to have other things in play with devotion, blah, blah, blah. But I've built so many decks in black over the many years of brewing commander decks. And so many of them, I'm like, oh, I could just loop this ETB, or I could cycle this in and out of my graveyard. And then whenever I go, all right, what's the best thing to loop or cycle? It just always comes back to this damn card. It's just like so much better to like loop than other than things that like literally instantly win the game. But like if you want to like loop for like value, it outclasses so many things, and that frustrates me.
Yeah, but you don't need to run it.
Yeah,
you can go, this is a Gary-less mono black looping deck. That's kind of cool.
I know. It rots in the back of my head of like, ooh.
You just gotta embrace the Gary, man. I love going -10, -10, -10, +30, veto Death Stars you for 30. That shit's never gonna get old to me. I know it's just objectively like a overdone like classic play pattern. It's like the Dragon of mono black. I do not care. I love sawing in half that fucking idiot and getting 2 Gary triggers and then reanimating the first one. Oh, I'm drooling thinking about it. I love it. And that's like gaining 60 mana when you have the Bolus of Citadel and play the other card you hate.
That one I do hate for power level reasons. I hate how many times people go Bolus of Citadel, I win, and it's just like, cool, you got me.
I hate Bolus of Citadel, Aetherflux Reservoir top, but I like quote, you can't see the air quotes, fair Bolus of Citadel. Alex can see the air quotes.
That was very fair last night.
Listen,
I'm
very fair.
my turn 6 IRO win that happens every time because of the Bolus of Citadel, totally fair. Okay, to be entirely honest, that's the deck I pull out when I want the night to end, and it's like my last game of Commander, and I want like a 20-minute EDH game. Like I will play IRO mono black Devotion Drain because it just kills people. Those cards were not meant for Commander. It's so insane. I guess Bolus of Citadel low-key was, but it shouldn't have been. They should not have made that card. That shit's a design mistake. Anyway, I love them because I'm just a sadist like that, I guess.
All right, those were our irrational cards that we hate. No, wait, the cards are rational. We irrationally hate them. Is that how it is?
Yeah, the cards are perfectly fine. Anyone who calls Factor Fiction and like low key like kind of mid is like insane. But like also that's how I feel for no reason at all.
Right. So moving on to the Beseech the Mirror section. This is where you beseech us for answers. All you got to do is put mirror in your comment, and we'll get to your comments on the podcast. 2 weeks ago, we had a commenter who said that they wanted to speed up their deck without making it more powerful. And I asked them specifically, I said, can you clarify what you mean by that? Because speeding up your deck will make it more powerful. And I actually have the follow-up here.
Okay.
And they said, to clarify my comment from last week, I've been building a commander deck around Hope from Final Fantasy, and I found that life gain and mill are both far too slow. My question was mainly concerned around the idea of how I can utilize my game plan in a faster manner without changing the slow nature of them being mill and life gain. Utilizing infinite combos is an option to create infinite life or mill in a single turn, but the spirit of the deck is to outlast your opponents. Now, my problem, Butterfly Girl, here is I still don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I also don't understand either. Here's my literal final piece of advice to you, and this is something I give to all mill players. There are two types of mill players. Or I guess there's three. There's sadists. The sadists are the lantern control players. They want to like look at your deck and use mill as a denial tool. That's path number one for you.
I was thinking the sadist was going to be the person who like gets joy out of seeing like the little Timmy get his like big threat milled and go.
Well, I mean, that's what Lantern specializes in, if anything. So yes, try Lantern Control for this deck. Try to figure out a good Lantern Control shell, watch Lantern Control gameplay videos, see the kind of play patterns that they do, and kind of try and emulate them with your deck. Number two, combo. Just do Brewvac shit. That's mill player number two. I would also consider the blue crystal from Final Fantasy plus Mesmeric Orb. That's also kind of combo in my mind. Then there's path number three, which is just be a dog shit mill deck. Just watch the cards go into the graveyard, feel happy, and then lose. Like that's legit. That's path number three. And hopefully that will help you in your deck building journey. Those are the three things that mill players want to do: figure out which one you are, and then build in that direction. I think Hope is generally just like kind of a trap commander where it reads kind of really interestingly, but it's actually just not the best at facilitating a mill game plan. I've figured out.
Hey, well, on the plus side, it is a 2-mana commander, so you can do nothing very quickly.
That is true. I like that it is 2 mana, but also just, it's so mediocre. There's so many better mill options out there. You deserve better.
I'll say, if you want to speed up how your deck gets to doing its game plan, that's probably just like more rampant card draw. That's my generic advice, while not still quite understanding what you meant.
Run Graveyard Hate. That's the most important thing you can do in mill. Run Graveyard Hate. I'm begging you. It's very important.
I played against a mill deck the other day who turn 2 dropped Soulless Jailer, and then turn 3 dropped like the 10-1 from Duskmourn.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Mind Skinner.
Mind Skinner, yeah. Which, very smart in theory. I was playing a Cascade deck, so it also just like blew me the fuck out.
Yeah, no, Soulless Jailer is a sideboard card in Modern for Storm because they run all the Impulse Draw too.
Yeah.
It's also good versus Cascade.
Yeah. that was funny. I kind of rocked that game.
Yeah, Soulless Jailer is one of the cards I recommend in my new video for like mono red decks to deal with like Cascade value pile slop.
Yeah, no, it's a great card.
Yeah, it does a lot.
All right, next question. Sebastian G.O. asks, Mirror, I use my opponent's commander on a top loader to do a sick deck tech trick to ask, what is Elk's favorite 6 CMC artifact? Considering that Snails is Nexus of Fate and Trinkets is Salvaging Station.
Nexus of Becoming. Excuse you.
Nexus of Becoming. They wrote Nexus of Becoming. I read Nexus of Fate.
Dude, I've literally been talking about Bulls of Citadel all episode, haven't I?
Yeah,
that's true.
It's close to Bulls of Citadel. I'm trying to think of other 6-mana artifacts to like save my street cred, but I think it is Bulls of Citadel. I love it in Vintage Cube. I love it in Vintage Period. I love it in Commander. Like when you're at the right power level table and you whip out the Bulls of Citadel and take a nice 10-minute storm turn in mono black, that makes me smile ear to ear. I don't know. I think it's just such an iconic card for me because it's like I started the format when Bulls of Citadel was kind of becoming more popular and it was still like a $2 card.
What about Mindslaver?
Mindslaver's up there. Okay, you know what? I'm going to lock in Mindslaver as my favorite. Mindslaver's a good choice.
That's a good choice.
I'm going to say Mindslaver is my favorite 6-mana artifact, but damn, I am very sentimental about Bulls of Citadel despite how fucking broken and a war crime that is, just because I've been playing with it for so long in my stupid mono black deck.
This is from Street Fighter 4 numbers. Mirror, I untap Horseshoe Crab at untap step. You can't actually do that. You don't have priority during your untap step, friend.
Well, I mean, it just comes with the untap of step. You just untap Horseshoe Crab anyway, even though you're not activating its ability.
I assume they meant using the activated ability.
Well, he didn't say that. He's untapping his Horseshoe Crab during his untap step. That's how you're
Why would you specify that? You untap everything during the untap step. That doesn't make any sense.
What if the only permanent he controls is Horseshoe Crab?
No. Wait, hang on. I'm finishing the thing that they wrote.
You can try.
I untap Horseshoe Crab. at untap step to trigger Millennium Calendar and then respond by crab raving 1,000 times.
No,
So
you can't do that. Okay,
The
you're
board to
right.
ask. Yes. Okay. Yes. They think you can do stuff on your own. You can't do that. I'm sorry.
Aegon face. You got me.
Yeah. So I mean, you can't see the comment.
Shadow of the Second Sun is the way to do it.
We've deemed your question unworthy. I'm sorry.
I'm not even. I won't do. But Yusuf, leave that in so they can learn the rules.
No. Read it. I want to answer this question. I'm offering pity to this poor soul.
At what point does a precon upgrade stop being upgraded precon and becomes its own unique beast? It's a Ship of Theseus question.
Yeah, a bit of a Ship of Theseus there.
More than 10 cards.
I think more than 10 cards is a good threshold. I think if you are also just like, if the average turn that the deck wins has gone down a turn, or maybe even 2, I'm going to say that it's its own beast at that point.
I think it's when the core game plan is different or like significantly tuned. Because like the thing about a lot of precons is they usually have like a main theme and then like a sub theme that they're kind of booty at, but like they sort of have technically. Once you've cleared the second bad sub theme out of the deck and you've like focused on the main one, I think it's more of its own thing.
Yeah. Also, if you just take a precon like in a new direction, like we saw Pantlaza Astral Slide.
Yeah, or if you just have a different theme. Yeah.
Like that's a good example of like, if you
Yeah.
do that, it's its own beast, kind of. Yeah, I like that idea too.
Man, we solved the Ship of Theseus so fast. Man, philosophers suck. They've
Yeah,
been
I
taking
know.
like
Terrible.
centuries for that.
Bro.
The answer is once 10 parts move, it's not the same ship anymore.
Yeah. It's that simple. 10 planks.
Man, Theseus was stupid.
I would have just been excited to have 2 boats, even if one of them is more dog shit than the other.
Hey, I mean, you get a new boat after 10 planks?
Well, supposedly it's less dog shit, right? Because you're putting new boards in. You're not replacing it with like old rotten wood.
There's a Ship of Theseus and then Ship of Theseus 2, which is all remodeled. And then the old Ship of Theseus, surely because you were remodeling, taking piece by piece, the other one sucks.
Oh, you're keeping each old piece and then rebuilding the boat?
yeah, exactly. No, it's infinite ships if you think about it. This is great value.
That is pretty good.
Zior Zealous 4 numbers asks, Mirror, I bargained my necropotence to ask, what is your guys' opinion on force sacrifice / edict effects in Commander, and what bracket level would you play them at? 1 through 5?
I think they're perfectly fine.
Are we talking about Grave Pact, or are we talking about like the random zombies that make each player sacrifice a creature?
They just said edict effect, so I assume like sudden edict, like target player sacrifice a creature, is also in this pool.
I think I want to just like hit all angles because I don't think it would be that slow to do so. How do we feel about Fleshbag Marauders?
Fine.
I
Any
think-
bracket.
Fine.
Fine,
I
any
mean-
bracket. I agree.
I think
Yeah, fine in any bracket. Like innocent blood, everyone sacks a creature, that's fine, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if you're running like a ton of like looping, if you're intending to loop,
Answer the Sun Titan that's looping them. It's
Yeah.
like it's not a big deal. And then there's interaction there. Like grave hating is a very great way to deal with that. And people don't run their graveyard hate, but they should. Now let's move on to Grave Pact, Dictative Erebos, all this stuff. I think this is definitely a little bit more mean, but I think it's answerable by most decks.
wouldn't run it in bracket 2, but
I think 2 is definitely, yeah. I'm not really feeling it there. Maybe
bracket 3, it's fine. You're kind of signing up for that.
Yeah, I feel like bracket 3 and above is like, I wouldn't even mention Dictative Erebos or whatever. Like,
No.
if you're
Yeah.
playing some sacrificey deck in bracket 3 or higher,
I'm low-key
there's a reasonable
expecting
chance
it,
you
if
have a good
anything.
one.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
I think like Sothera is like a perfect example of like a bracket 2.
So there's not that much. I mean, it has a limiter on it.
It gets rid of itself,
Yeah.
which is something I like. So that makes it more in line with like a Damnation to me.
Yeah. It's definitely notably worse than a Dictative Erebos.
You're still able to do
Grave
some
Pact.
stupid tricks with it for sure, but I think I can see a context where that can like definitely make a good game at bracket 2.
I love the like super mega ultra premium Solthera the Super Void. Like the art for it is so gorgeous. I saw one at Cool Stuff Inc. Con last. It's like $1,000, so I don't think I'm buying it anytime soon, but
Oh, that one.
it looks so cool.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
Does it piss anyone off that Sothera is called a super void? It's a black hole. If anything, it's the opposite of a void. It's like a bunch of concentrated matter. Like you can't get more dense than a black hole.
The black hole is the void, so it's a bigger void.
The black hole is the most dense object in the universe.
Yes, it's not physically a void, but people call it a void because like it's a functionally empty. Even though it is dense matter, it's functionally empty because nothing is inside of it. Nothing can be inside of it.
Does this look cooler in person than it does on my computer screen? Because like, I feel
Yes.
I imagine it's foiled to hell.
like- okay.
It's another one that's like completely foil all the way across. It looks really cool in person.
Okay, I'll trust.
I wouldn't pay 1.1K for it, but
I mean, I'm
What I'm looking at on my computer screen, I wouldn't pay $5 for, but
it does look really bad
look
on the
cooler in person.
Scryfall. It does look really bad on Scryfall.
I like the other alt arts. The other alt art one is pretty
Yeah,
sweet.
that
The confetti,
pretty cool.
yeah, the confetti
Yeah.
one's nice.
it's like slurping up something.
Yeah, that one's also really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, next time we're at a big, MagicCon Atlanta, if we're at a booth, I'll point one out to you and you can decide if you think it's worth a grand or not.
Sure.
I don't think any card's worth $1,000, right? I'd pay $1,000 for Black Lotus if someone offered it to me.
Yes, you got that crazy discount.
Yeah, there's got connections.
Yeah. Well, would you do that if you couldn't sell it? If you just like have a Black Lotus
Yes.
for 1,000, can never sell it?
I would put it in a cube.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I would do something with it. Yeah. Okay. Are you guys doing anything for July 6th, National Fried Chicken Day?
Oh, dude, I guess we'll get chicken.
We'll have Yusuf roll a clip explaining National Fried Chicken Day.
National Fried Chicken Day is observed in the United States of America annually on July 6. It is unclear how the day originated. In observance of the day, fried chicken is prepared in a variety of ways and eaten.
Yusuf, our cultural ambassador to the Magic Gathering community.
I had other bits planned for the other days that I think were funnier for other just random holidays that were the days we were going to record. And I'm stuck with National Fried Chicken Day because there's nothing else on July 6th, apparently.
I mean, to be fair, it is followed immediately by a federal holiday. Like, are you going to give like an insane holiday
There's
one right
international
after a holiday?
holidays. Yes, I would have. There was. We were going to record on like the Dominican Republic, the Republic of Congo Independence Day, the Chinese Communist Party Formation Day. Like, there's other
When's
countries.
Hug-a-Deer Day? Is that July 4th? Or no, it's July like 2nd.
I don't know. I don't know.
There's International Hug-a-Deer Day.
What's a hog-a-deer?
Hugging a deer.
They're not.
Okay.
What's a
Hug is not
hug-a-deer?
enunciated.
I thought we were talking about some advanced weapon system, the
Yeah.
hog-a-deer.
It's like a brigadier, but for hugs.
The Hog-a-Deer sounds like a thing John Deere would like make. It's like a new tractor, like lawnmower.
It's June 25th. It's so not today. It's so not in July.
Frog